Ah, bollocks.
Okay guys, welcome to the Friday Waffle again, coming to you on a Friday night, a rather cold Friday night, just back from taking the dogs a walk, and I could actually see my breath when I was walking. It is the first sign that summer has long gone and winter is just around the corner. I hate this time of year, I really do. I mean, I don't hate it, but it's just depressing, especially when you're working. You know, you get up in the dark, you go to work in the dark, you come back in the dark, and you just, you're tired. I don't know if anyone else is like that, but I just feel constantly tired, and I really blame the weather. And it's only going to get worse because the clocks go back, which means we gain an hour, which means it's it's lighter. It's supposed to be lighter in the morning, but it's darker at night. So anyway, that's me had my wee moan about that. I hope you've all had a decent week. I've just had another busy week at work as per usual. Yeah, no change there at all. What have I been doing this week? I've got a wee list. Yeah, in fact this video almost never happened. Well, it's maybe not entirely true. I got a notification this morning on my phone to say that there was an update. So, as you do, you update it. So I updated it, and it was still plugged in when I updated it, and when I unplugged it, it was at 100%. So then I took the phone downstairs, I had it sitting beside my computer at work, and about half an hour later, I heard like a notification type thing, picked it up to check to see what it was, and I noticed it was down to 5%. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm sure that was on 100%, and yet half an hour later it was down to 5%. Now I thought, obviously I hadn't been charged, and I must have mistaken seeing it was at 100%. So I plugged it back in again, and within 20 minutes it was back to 100%. Unplugged it, and I could actually see the battery just ticking down. It got down to about 20% within about 10-15 minutes. It was literally like 1% every, I don't know, 10 seconds. And I noticed as well the phone was really warm. So I went online, had a wee look, and there was, apparently it's one of these things that happen. Phone companies, they release updates to software and they don't fully test it. Now, to me, that's crackers. I mean, I've not got an old phone. I mean, my phone's a Samsung S6 or 6S Plus, it's called. It was brand new. Well, I mean, it's only been superseded for the last 6 months. So it's a really modern phone. You would think they would make sure that these things don't happen, before they roll out software. But I managed to do a bit of googling, and I think what did I do? I deleted. I had to put the phone into kind of like a restart mode, and there's an option to, is it clear the cache or something? I think it is. Did that, and then rebooted it, and I noticed, touch wood, it seems to be okay again. That's the first time I've ever had anything like that happen before. I mean, you hear the people complaining about their battery running down. I always think, oh, it's just, they're talking nonsense. But that was the first time I've actually seen an upgrade totally screw up the phone. So glad it's working again. So this week, what have I been doing? If you've been watching my channel at all, you may have noticed what was I going to say? I got myself the cartridge thing. Where is it? Yeah, I'm not going to bother taking it out. I got myself an EverDrive cartridge for my PC Engine, or TurboGrafx 16 to give it its proper title. The PC Engine was released in Japan, and the TurboGrafx 16 was the American version. So I got that EverDrive cartridge. It arrived, what day was it? Tuesday, Wednesday this week. And it's just bloody awesome. It really is, having access to all these games. I mean, I mentioned in the video when I was a kid, I had my C6. I'm saying a kid. I wasn't a kid when I got my computer. I was an adult. I was 18 years old when I first got my computer. But when I had my Commodore 64, like most people, I used to buy C&VG, Computer and Video Games magazine, and they always had a couple of reviews of PC Engine games. And I'm playing stuff like Bruce Lee and various 8-bit games, and here was a review of an Arcade Perfect R-Type, you know, Slaughterhouse, games like that. It just looked incredible. These were arcade perfect, and this was on a machine that you could take home. And I was so insanely jealous. I wasn't jealous because I wasn't jealous of any one person, but I would have literally, you know, I would have sold my granny to buy one. But back in 1985, a £300 machine was just simply not an option. You know, I was never ever going to get one. It was on import. I mean, I wouldn't have even known how to import something back then. So to see these games running on this machine, it was just incredible. And you know, I never ever thought that I would one day own one of them. And here I am. I now own one. Yeah, it's probably diluted slightly because I've got so many other machines and that, but it's great to finally get to play PC engines, you know, the way it should be, kind of thing, on proper hardware. I mean, there's been a really good emulator called, is it Magic Engine, I think it is. It's been out for years. In fact, it was one of the few emulators I actually bought. And I'm talking probably over 10 years ago. I bought this one, Magic Engine, and yeah, you can play all the PC Engine games. But as anyone that likes to collect original hardware will know, it's just not the same playing games on a PC, on a monitor, using a gamepad. You really need to get the original hardware to get the full experience. Don't get me wrong, if money's tight, space is tight, whatever, you don't want to get original hardware, then emulation is, you know, it's a fantastic thing. It really is. But one thing that I was thinking about, actually I was thinking about it tonight when I was walking the dogs. Do you think that Mame, you know, that multiple arcade machine emulator, do you think that Mame has possibly spoiled us? Now, what do I mean by that? We have now, I mean, I've got the PC Engine EverDrive cartridge a couple of days ago, and I was playing R-Type, and yeah, it's fantastic, and I put the video up and a few guys were saying, yeah, it's awesome, look at these fantastic conversions of games. But the thing is, because we've got Mame now, we have access to the proper arcade games. If we didn't have Mame, then we were reliant on home versions of games. So, you know, to get something like the PC Engine would have been phenomenal, because here you are, you've got a really good version of Outrun, you've got a fantastic version of R-Type, all these colossal games, really good games, and you would appreciate it because it's like, oh, this is absolutely fantastic, it's a really good version. But because we've got Mame on the PC, I mean, I've got a Mame cab sitting there. I've got my little RetroPie arcade thing that I built, and these both play arcade games absolutely perfectly. I've got all these machines. I've got all the arcades, not the arcades. I've got all the emulators on the PC, so I've got various ways to play the proper arcade versions of games. So all your Outruns and your R-Types and your whatever it is, you know, Space Harrier, all your classic games, it's almost become a kind of hollow exercise playing it on other hardware, because I can just go and play it properly. I mean, back in the day, it was a big thing when an arcade port came out, and it was a good port, because then you felt really lucky. You know, maybe your mate had a Spectrum and he was playing an inferior copy, whereas on the maybe Commodore 64 you were playing a better arcade conversion, and it was good. You felt, you know, you felt elated that you could you had this really close version of the arcade game. But now we can just load up Mame and play the arcade version. So I think in some respects it's one of these it's got its flip side. It's fantastic being able to play original you know, arcade games at home, but then it then means that when you play them on other machines, you know, it's not, the experience isn't as exciting as it would have been if you didn't have Mame. I mean, it's one of these things I've always, in fact I think I did talk about this a while back. Is there any point, what is the point in playing a home port of a game when you've got the arcade version there? Why would you want to do that? I'm genuinely interested. Why would you want to play an inferior port of a game? you know, when you can play the real one. Now, to answer my own question, I do that quite a lot. I mean, I've got, like I said, I've got a Mame cab sitting there. I could play, you know, the best version. I could play the proper version, the R-Type. But there's something about playing games that you remember on original hardware. You know, yeah, it may not be arcade perfect. It might be not a particularly good game. But I think it comes down to the whole nostalgia thing. You know, you have when you play like a C64 game or a Spectrum game, you're enjoying the experience, but part of it as well is the memory that it kind of evokes when you're playing a game. You know, it'll probably bring back happy memories. You know, you're younger. You know, it takes you back to a good time in your life. It certainly does with me. You know, when I play my C64, I'm back. I'm 17, 18 years old. I'm back in the house. Mum and Dad are still here. Not a care in the world. You know, you went to school or you went to your work and you came back and you just played your computer. But aye, nah, I mean, it's, you know, from a logical point of view, people who are not into classic games would argue, why on earth would you want to play, I don't know, why would you want to play Chase HQ in the Spectrum when you can play the arcade one? And that's, you know, that's a rational, reasonable question. But again, it's the whole nostalgia thing. There's something fun about playing a game that you remember as a kid. But I just like sometimes even just getting to experience, just to see what a computer was capable of, is quite good fun as well. You know, 5 times out of 10, the port will be absolutely bollocks. But, you know, playing bad games is quite good fun as well, you know. But aye, so interesting question. Do you think Mame has spoiled things for us? It's not really a question that would apply to somebody that only plays new consoles, but certainly for somebody like myself, who've got all these different machines, yeah, it does maybe take the edge off it slightly. I mean, is it Galacticus X? He was posting about how wonderful the PC Engine is, saying it's got, you know, some cracking arcade conversions, and he's absolutely bang on. But that's kind of becomes a bit of a null point when you can just play the arcade one. But saying that, I still enjoy playing them on the sort of home machines as well. So, aye. Right, this afternoon at lunchtime, I was looking at Facebook, and one of my mates, Jamie, mentioned, he made a comment on, what was it? I did a video about, yeah, PC Engine actually. And he asked me, have I tried the emulators on the PS Vita? Now, I've got to say, I was aware that the PS Vita had been hacked. You can put this kind of like firmware on it, or it's not firmware, but you can run this exploit, it's called, which allows you to run emulators. Now, I had a look at it, and, you know, maybe a few months ago, and the general consensus was the emulators weren't that good, you know, quite flaky, not particularly good performance. So I didn't really bother too much about it. I mean, I've got my GPD XD, you know, I've got various ways of playing kind of emulators on the go. But Jamie was going on about how wonderful it is, so I thought, oh, have a wee look at this. So I spent 10 minutes watching a YouTube video, and I managed to get it working. The way it works, it's quite a kind of bizarre, it sounds complicated, and I suppose it is a wee bit, but if you just follow it step by step, what you do is you go to this website, you need to be online, you go to this website and you install this thing through a website, and it basically unlocks, it allows code to run on the PS Vita. You can then download emulators onto the Vita and run them, but to allow you to actually play them, you've got to have this internet connection live, because you have to go to this website every time you want to play a game. So it basically means that you've got to have Wi-Fi to use it, which, you know, sounds a bit rubbish. But what the guy's done, the guy that's written the hack or exploit, whatever you want to call it, he's come up with this thing called an offline exploit, and it's the most bizarre thing ever. You run this little program, and then you open up your email client on the Vita, and what it's done is it's created an email account, which when you click on it, there's an email, and you open up the email, and it does this thing which then unlocks the Vita. So it means that you can basically be offline using the emulators, but you've got to open this email. It sounds completely bizarre, but believe you me, it works. And I've got to say, the emulation on the Vita is fantastic. I mean, I've got, what have I got on it? I've got the Mega Drive, Sega Mega Drive. I've got, it's the usual suspects: SNES, NES, PC Engine. I've even got a Spectrum on it as well. And the screen on the PS Vita is glorious. It really is. It's a beautiful screen, and arcade games just look awesome as well. I've been trying to get Final Burn to work, having a wee bit difficulty, but I think it's because I'm using the wrong ROM sets, so I'll need to try and find a compatible set. But absolutely fantastic, and I've got to say the PS Vita, of all my machines that I own, it's probably the one that has had the least amount of use. I don't know what it is. Well, I think I maybe do know what it is. The PS Vita is I don't think could be termed as a particular success. I mean, I don't think you can even buy new games for it now, but the thing for me is the games that came out in the PS Vita, it was games that you would play on a console, like a PS3, whatever it is. Now, I would much rather play like Uncharted on the big TV with, sitting in a nice comfy seat with a joystick in my hand, or a gamepad in my hand I should say. I don't really want to play Uncharted or any of these big games on a wee totty screen. When I use a handheld, it's to play an arcade game for 5-10 minutes. It's all wee quick kind of bite-sized chunks of gaming. I'm not really interested in playing big kind of blockbuster games. And I think for me that's why I've never used it. I mean, I've got the PS Plus, which allows you to download, you get like free games every month or so. And I've got all these games and I've just simply never played them. So to get all these ROMs in it, I have been taking off all these games. And when I was taking them off, I was thinking, should I be doing that? Because I may well want to return to the Vita. But I realised, well, no, you know what? It's sat in that cupboard behind me for probably 2 years, never getting any use. So I've now got it chock full of emulators. And what I'll do is I'll put a wee link to the video that I was following below to show you how to do it. But all I can say is if you've got a PS Vita which you're not using, I mean, you can still play normal games and it doesn't, you do get a warning to say that you're going to void your warranty, but if you're like me, the warranty ran out probably 2 years ago anyway. But if you don't use it, if you're not using it and you want to inject some life in it and get a nice handheld that you can play emulators on, then I suggest you do it. I says you've just got to follow it through. It does sound quite complicated, and it is, but as long as you follow the video through step by step, you will get there. But yeah, really, really, really nice. So thanks to Jamie for giving me the wee kind of heads up with that. Right, you probably, if you watch my channel, you probably saw my, what do you call it, my Comic-Con video. It's probably, in fact it's not probably, it is the most negative video I've ever actually made. There was nothing good about it at all, but when I arrived at the event, I thought I'm going to make a short video, I'll take a bit of footage. And it was to basically show off the event, but after getting back I realised how much I hated it. So yeah, it was a very, very negative video, but to kind of recap, we had to queue for 2 hours to get into the venue, so by the time we got in we'd missed 2 hours of the event. We're getting herded about like cattle, we're getting asked to move from here to there, they're putting up barriers and, alright, you need to move over here, and all the time the clock was ticking. I was conscious of how kind of little time I had in the place, but when we did eventually get into the place, it was absolutely chock-a-block. You could not move for the number of people. But I think for me, I'm not going to go into any detail, because if you want to hear my sort of my moan big style, just watch the video. I'll put a wee link to it up above. Excuse me. The thing that gets me about the Comic Con thing. In America, they have big AA Hollywood stars. You've got all your Walking Dead characters. You've got Hollywood actors that go to these things. So for your money, you're getting to kind of see these people, you know, talking and that kind of stuff, getting autographs, whatever. But the thing for me, the overlying thing that annoyed me about the Comic Con, it was £15 for me to get in. Now it would have been, I think it was £11 for my daughter, but I told them that she was under 10 because she's quite small and she got in for free. But if I hadn't told a porky, it would have been £26 to get in, and all you were basically doing, you were getting in to then look at stalls to buy stuff. There was nothing at all for your money. As I mentioned in the video, there was some amateur wrestling going on. You know, they had some seats, but that was it. There was absolutely nothing for your money. You weren't getting, I mean, I was at Insomnia 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, whenever it was, and yeah, there was machines you could play, there was arcade games, there was all these computers, you could play games and that kind of stuff, so you were getting stuff for your money. There was big presentations, there was talks, all these sort of things. Comic Con, Zippo, absolutely bugger all. So yeah, that as well. Now the other thing for me and is the whole cosplay thing. I don't really get it, but I'm not going to go into details because I mean, I know down the rabbit hole Kev, he likes to kind of dress up, but he tends to do it just for his videos, and I didn't mean any offence, Kev. I hope you realise that, mate. There are people who enjoy the Comic Con thing. It's not for me, but then, you know, a guy my age going along playing video games is probably deemed abnormal by some people as well. But I'll not be going back to Comic Con. I think if I get dragged back there next year, I'll be dropping my daughter and her pal off, and I can just I'll go to the pub or something like that, because I will not be setting foot in there at all. So yeah. Anyway, that was Comic Con. Right, I've got a couple of questions. So I keep rubbing my eyes. I'm actually quite tired. I don't know why. Right, Retro Hawk. Thank you very much, Squire. Great stuff as always, Alan. I think you made the right decision on the VR. I can see it dropping in price pretty quickly after Christmas. I think about the 200 price mark is about right. Yeah, top news. Apparently the last couple of days with the Slim PlayStation 4 being launched, and also the PlayStation 4 Pro. Is that actually out yet? I think it might be. Yeah, with that coming out, tons and tons of places were selling the original for 150 quid, which is fantastic. Not for guys like us that paid top dollar for it, but 150 quid for a PS4 is amazing, it really is. So yeah, I was talking last week about I'm not going to bother getting the VR. If money was no object, I would possibly get it, but it's about 350 quid. It's a lot of money for something I think may turn into a bit of a novelty which doesn't get used. So just exactly what Scott's saying there, I'm going to leave it 6 months. It will come down in price. What I may actually do is I'll maybe in 6 months down the line, they'll no doubt be bundling the PlayStation 4 Pro with the VR. They'll probably knock it out for like 500 quid, something like that. So maybe then I'll upgrade and do that. But for the time being, I'm going to cancel my pre-order on it. Yep, for this week's show, have you been watching Daryl O'Brien's Go 8-Bit on Dave? If so, what do you think of it? Personally, I've not seen it yet. Also, specifically with retro gaming. Oh, sorry, that's second part. Yeah, I did touch on that, Scott. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. It's been on now for, I think it's 4 weeks. I've only seen the first two. I'll need to try and see if I can find number 3 and number 4. I keep forgetting it's on actually, so I've missed it. It's not what I would hope it was, but what it is, it's done in quite a passionate kind of background to it. I mean, it's, as you say, it's Daryl O'Brien, or Brian, whatever his name is, and there's 4 guests, 2 aside, and they basically play, I think is it 5 games they play, but it's all done very light-heartedly. The thing is, all the contestants, or, celebrities, whatever you want to call them, you can tell they are genuine gamers because they're talking about what games you liked as kids. So there's a lot of love in the programme, which is nice. You know, it's not just somebody going through the motions pretending to enjoy a game. Some of the games are played. I mean, they played Chucky Egg. Oh, what other games have they played? They played Tekken. I can't remember. I know they were playing Sensible Soccer. Was it last week? I think it was. So I've only seen the 2 episodes, but I quite enjoy it. It's not Games Master, but I think we've got to understand that, you know, we're not going to get anything like that. And I think something like this, it's better than nothing. You know, it's good fun. There's a bit of humour involved. I mean, the sort of the co-presenter, she kind of gives you a bit of background behind each game that they play. So it's well produced. You can tell it's been made with love, which, you know, it's been treated the way it should be, kind of thing. So yeah, if you've got an opportunity to watch it, go into, you know, onto YouTube and you'll find it. That's why I watched the first 2. I just watched it through YouTube. But I think it's quite good. So I'll need to go and try and hunt out episodes 3 and 4, I think it is. So and second part of Scott's question, also specifically with retro gaming, do you think it's starting to be exploited by bigger companies trying to cash in as it becomes ever more popular? I think that's been happening for quite a long time, Scott. I mean, for years. I mean, I've been into like old games. I mean, it's only been in the last maybe 6-7 years that I've been collecting real hardware. I've been playing emulators since 1997. You know, a long time. And for years, it was just this little niche hobby that really nobody knew very much about. It was just your true kind of geeky guys like myself that knew about all these old systems. But obviously, once they started to realise, wait a minute, there's money to be made. These things are quite popular. I mean, you've got things like Pixels, which, you know, you had the King of Kong, you know, which brought Donkey Kong to the fore. You've got Pixels, which brought Pac-Man to the fore. I'm not quite sure if that's right or not, but yeah, classic video games has definitely become more mainstream, and if there's money to be made, then bigger companies are going to be all over it. I mean, for quite a long time, you had all these kind of companies knocking out these like Mega Drive 50-in-1, you know, games and that kind of stuff. As far as exploiting it, I don't think they're exploiting it. I mean, they're just, like I said, they realise there's money to be made, and they're bringing out products that is going to appeal to your 45-year-old guy that's probably never played a video game since the Spectrum, and his wife will see that and buy it for his Christmas, you know, and you know, I'm quite sure he'll be quite happy with that. But I don't think we could use the phrase they're exploiting it. They're jumping in the bandwagon. You know, anything at all where there's money to be made, companies will jump in and use it, and they're no different from any other type of company. You know, I mean, personally, I think the sort of retro interest, I think it's starting to fade a wee bit. I mean, the downside to it being popular, now don't get me wrong, you know, it's good that it's become more kind of popular with people, but the problem is, you know, you get all these people on eBay and car boot sales trying to sell stuff for, you know, prices that are just way over the top, because people think, oh, it's an old computer, it must be worth £500. I mean, I was telling you about the guy selling the Spectrum for £499 a few weeks ago. You know, it's just kind of pushed up the price of hardware to these really, really stupid prices. But I do think I personally think that we've kind of already hit the plateau with classic video games, retro games, whatever you want to call it, and I think it's going to start to decline a wee bit, which I'm quite happy for, you know what I mean? But aye, anyway, that's that. Listen, thank you for your question, Scott. Always appreciate it. And finally, Mr. Down the Rabbit Hole, for the Friday Waffle, hi Alan, can you think of any games that mix genres? For example, ActRaiser is a combination of side-scrolling and role-playing, and also the GameCube title Udama, never heard of that one, is a strange mix of pinball and real-time strategy. What other games are there like these? Now, you know what, Kev, that is the only game ActRaiser 1 and 2, when I read your question earlier on, these were the first two games that came to my mind, and obviously you've already mentioned it. I'm trying to think any other games. I mean, obviously in the sort of the 8-bit, 16-bit era, Ocean brought out a lot of games like Robocop and whatever, and they kind of had different, you had like a scrolling platform level, then you maybe had a driving level, then you had like a first person Operation Wolf type level, you know, obviously recreating scenes from the sort of film. But as far as any other games are concerned, even some first person shooters, like on the PlayStation 4, as well as having this sort of shooting part when you're running about with a gun, you also get the driving part, which is quite interesting, you know. So more and more games are starting to give you the options to do things like that. You know, you go in a vehicle and you drive, and you know. But as far as any other machine or any other game that has something similar, I'm trying to think. I can't think of any offhand, Kev. No, I don't think so. But yeah, like I say, there are games now. I mean, you know, they have driving sections, and they also have the kind of first person shootery type sections. Second question, I'm thinking of getting into the Sega Game Gear, especially when I saw there's a Terminator 2 arcade game for it. Any other titles you recommend? Now, I've got to say, Kev, in fact, hang on a second, I'll just let you see. Try and not knock everything over. I have got, where is it? Where are they? I don't know where I've put them, I think it must be the cupboard. I have actually got a Game Gear. Here it's here. Now unfortunately, it used to work, and now it doesn't. Apparently, well, what happens with this one is the sound in that works fine, but the backlight doesn't work. Now I don't know how difficult it is to actually repair that, if it's even possible. I'm guessing you probably have to open it up and get a new screen or something in it. But I'm afraid something like this, it's one of these systems you would never really want to use it. When you've actually played something like this, you'll realise how poor the screen is. It's really, it's blurry, you can hardly see it. You know, I can play games like that on my GPD-XD. It's a better experience playing it on modern hardware. So that's a perfect example of, you know, more modern hardware giving you a better experience. Yeah, I'm not overly keen on the Game Gear just for that reason. But the fact it doesn't work now anyway means I'm going to try and get rid of this. I've also got this thing, the Game Gear TV tuner, which it required an analog signal, which since you can no longer get, it's a dodo. But yeah, it slots in the back like so. You had the big aerial and you could actually tune the TV, but like I say, it's because they no longer broadcast an analog signal, it doesn't work anymore. It looks like a remote control for a helicopter or something, a remote control helicopter. But as far as good games go for it, Kev, I'm probably the wrong man to ask. I mean, I'm guessing the Sonic games were pretty good. No, I really wouldn't. I think the best thing to do, Kev, would be just to do a wee Google top 10 Sega Game Gear games. But if anyone knows of an easy way to fix this, I may actually have to open it up and see if we can get it working again. But I didn't pay a lot of money for it, to be fair. But it did work for a while, and then I didn't use it. And then when I went to use it maybe 6 months ago, I found out it wasn't working again. So okay, anyway guys, listen, that's I've kind of ran dry. Apologies, it's been a bit of a crap waffle this week actually. I'm just kind of not very well prepared at all. But yeah, listen, as usual, thank you to everybody that takes time to ask questions. As I've said before, if I wasn't getting the questions, I wouldn't be able to do the waffle because I've ran out of stuff to talk about. But as usual guys, thank you for all your support. Thanks to all my new subscribers. Thanks to all my long-term subscribers. I hope you see enough here to kind of stick with me. And as usual guys, thank you very much for watching.